seems like everyone is struggling with priorities right now. So this is how you assess your current priorities in life through action. Without this practice, I find myself just wavering between a million different things, not getting anything done. So I'd recommend sticking around for a couple minutes if that resonates with you. In order for me to explain, let me give an example. If you are anything like me, and if you are listening to my content, you probably are, you're curious about tons of things in this world. Not only that, you probably commit to too many of them because they sound interesting and fun. Lots of curiosity can lead to many priorities, and those priorities typically are open-ended. So that then leads to an open canvas of possible things that you could be doing, right? Basically, infinite possibilities, if we're being honest. Literally one time at university, I entered and won a pitch competition for an idea that I thought that was clever. I still think it is. And they gave me a stipend to spend researching it. But at the same time, I was finishing up my electrical engineering degree that I paired with the pre-med track while I was building a senior design project, building synthetic vision using audio cues with a partner, while searching for a job after school and also trying to manage the various life experiences and responsibilities of being 22 and entering the adult world, right? And so I assume you can guess how much time I spent on this project from the pitch competition, which was basically none, right? I got totally overwhelmed. I didn't build anything. It just fell off the map. I didn't talk to anyone about it, and eventually no one cared, and nothing happened. And I wasted a ton of energy thinking about it, but nothing ever came out of it because I wasted that time. Had I done what follows next, there would have been a different outcome. So the question becomes pretty clear here, right? When you have a million things that you feel like you should do, what do you choose? And here's the simple procedure. In fact, it's probably so simple that you're going to hate it. 1, set a 3-minute timer. 2, press start on that timer and then pick the top 3 to 5 goals or tasks that you feel are important that you're wavering between. So we want high level. For example, finish my presentation, get an A in class, get a new job, etc. 3rd, identify a 10 to 15 minute task you could do to make small but tangible progress in each of these. So you set up a PowerPoint, title page, and contents for the first one, or you study the whatever subject, some topic within that subject, or you connect with 10 new people on LinkedIn, you update your resume, whatever it's going to be. That leads to number 4, which is if during this process you notice that one of these higher level goals is clearly sticking out as the thing you need to work on, choose the task associated with it. For example, if you write them out and then think, oh, yeah, if I don't do that, I won't be able to pay rent tomorrow, then you clearly know what your priorities are or what your priority is. So do that task. That's number 5. Literally forget everything else in the world and do that thing. If you struggle with focus, DM me the word focus. I can help you with that too. Number 6, when you are done with that task, so once again, high level, identify 3 to 5 high level goals, a task associated with each. Pick one, do it. 6, when you are done with it, you will now look at the high level goals and assess, after completing this task, do I feel like any of these goals are less or more urgent than I did originally? That leads to number 7. Using your gut reaction to this response paired with practical insight, for example, will I not get fired, or will I get fired for doing this thing or not doing this thing? You should at this point then have a more clear picture of the order of these goals. If you don't, just go back to step number 3, identify a task, do it, and repeat until you have a more clear picture of the order of your priorities. Why does this work? Because it is based in action. You are very likely to go through this process and almost immediately recognize after the first work block something along the lines of these 3 thoughts. Either, yeah, this is clearly what I should be doing. I was just resisting it. Or 2, yeah, I chose the right goal, but honestly, I should be doing blank. You identify a higher priority task within that goal. Or 3rd, yeah, that wasn't right. I should have chosen blank, the other goal. But in all of these cases, you determine through evidence what you should be doing. What is the worst case scenario of this plan? You will have made forward progress with respect to one of your goals. But it's the worst case scenario. You made progress, right? Even if you did a whole day of iterating this, which it won't take that many iterations, but even if you took a whole day of iterating this, you would have spent an entire day taking actions that moved you forward toward your goals. If I had done this in that example, I would have spent time pursuing the project I pitched, even with small tasks. I would have realized almost immediately that I had to give it up. And that would have been painful emotionally and probably hurt my ego to do as well. But that is a different problem than not knowing what to do. So this exercise is just a fantastic method for surfacing that problem in the first place. You take action, you create evidence, you use that evidence both emotionally and practically to identify what your priorities are, and then you know what you have to be focusing on. And if you can't focus on that, that's not a prioritization problem. That's a focus problem. So give it a try. Let me know how it works. Peace.